Pray, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Cecily Cardew.
Cecily Cardew? Oh, what a very sweet name. Cecily Cardew? What a very sweet name. Something tells me you and I are going to be great friends. I like you already more than I can say, and my first impressions of people are never wrong.
How nice of you to like me so much, after we've only known each other such a comparatively short time. Pray, sit down.
I may call you Cecily, may I not?
If you wish.
And you will always call me Gwendoline, won't you?
With pleasure.
Well, then it is all quite settled, is it not?
I hope so.
Cecily. Mama, whose views on education are remarkably strict, has brought me up to be extremely short-sighted, so... Do you mind my looking at you through my glasses?
Oh, not at all, Gwendoline. I'm very fond of being looked at.
You are here on a short visit, I suppose.
Oh, no, I live here.
Really? Oh, your mother, no doubt, or some other female relative of advanced years resides here also.
Oh, no, I have no mother, nor in fact any relations.
Indeed.
My guardian, with the assistance of Miss Prism, has the arduous task of looking after me.
Your guardian?
Yes, I'm Mr. Worthing's ward.
Oh. That is strange. He never mentioned to me he had a ward. How very secretive of him. It grows more interesting hourly. I am not sure, however, that this news inspires me with feelings of unmixed delight. I am quite fond of you, Cecily. I have liked you ever since I met you. But now that I know that you are Mr. Worthing's ward, I cannot help expressing a wish that you were just a little older than you seem to be, and not quite so very alluring in appearance. In fact, if I may speak candidly,
I do. I think when one has anything unpleasant to say, one should always be quite candid.
Well, to speak with perfect candor, Cecily, I wish that you were fully 42, and more than usually plain for your age. Earnest has a strong, most upright nature. He is the very soul of truth and honor. Disloyalty would be as impossible to him as deception. But even men of the most noble possible moral character are extremely susceptible to the influence of the physical charms of others. Modern, no less than ancient history, supply us with many most painful examples of what I refer to. If it were not so, indeed history would be quite unreadable.
I beg your pardon, Gwendoline. Did you say Earnest?
Yes.
Oh, it is not Earnest Worthing who is my guardian. It is his brother, his elder brother.
Earnest never mentioned to me he had a brother.
I'm sorry to say they have not been on good terms for a long time.
Oh. Oh, well then that accounts for it. And now that I think of it, I've never heard a man mention his brother. This subject seems quite distasteful to most men. Cecily, you've lifted a load from my mind. I was growing almost anxious. It would have been terrible for a cloud to come across a friendship like ours, would it not? Of course, you are quite sure it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is your guardian.
Quite sure. In fact, I'm going to be his.
I beg your pardon.
Dearest Gwendoline, there's no reason why I should keep a secret of it to you. Our little county newspaper is sure to chronicle the fact next week. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
My darling, Cecily, I think there might be some slight error. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post by Saturday at the latest.
I'm afraid you're under some misconception. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
Very curious. For he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you care to verify the incident, pray do so. I never travel anywhere without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read. I'm so sorry, my darling Cecily, if it is of any disappointment to you. But I am afraid I have the prior claim.
Prior claim.
It would distress me more than I can tell you, dearest Gwendoline, cause you any physical or mental anguish, but I am bound to point out that since Ernest proposed to you, he clearly has changed his mind.
If the poor fellow has been entrapped into some foolish promise, I shall consider it my duty to rescue him at once and with a firm hand.
Whatever unfortunate entanglement my dear boy may have gone into, I will never reproach him with it after we are married.
Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement? You are presumptuous. On an occasion of this kind, it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one's mind. It becomes a pleasure.
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Ernest into an engagement? How dare you? This is no time to wear the shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I call it a spade.
I am glad to say I have never seen a spade. It is obvious our social spheres are widely different.
May I offer you some tea, Miss Fairfax?
Thank you. Detestable girl. But I require tea. Are there many interesting walks in the vicinity, Miss Cardew?
Oh yes, a great many. From the top of one of the hills quite close, one can see 5 counties.
5 counties? I don't think I should like that. I hate crowds.
I suppose that is why you live in town?
Quite a well-kept garden you have, Miss Cardew.
So glad you like it, Miss Fairfax.
I had no idea there were any flowers in the country.
Oh, flowers are as common here, Miss Fairfax, as people are in London.
Personally, I cannot understand how anybody manages to exist in the country. If anybody who is anybody does. The country always bores me to death.
That is what the newspapers call agricultural depression, is it not? The aristocracy is suffering very much from it. Just as present, it is almost epidemic amongst them, I've been told. Sugar?
Oh, no, thank you. Sugar is no longer fashionable.
Cake or bread and butter?
Bread and butter. Please. Cake is rarely seen at the best houses nowadays. You have filled my tea with lumps of sugar. And though I most distinctly asked for bread and butter, you have given me cake. I am known for the gentleness of my disposition and the sweetness of my nature, but I warn you, Miss Cardew, you may go too far.
To save my poor, innocent, trusty boy for the machinations of any other girl, there are no lengths to which I would not go.
From the moment I met you, I disliked you. I knew that you were false and deceitful, and I am never deceived in such matters. My first impressions of people are invariably right.
It seems to me, Miss Fairfax, that I'm trespassing on your valuable time. No doubt you have many other calls of a similar character to make around the neighbourhood.